Hi, this is Charlie giving you Monday's market commentary. I'm actually recording this Sunday evening, and we've obviously got breakouts here. So on the S&P, this is a daily chart of the S&P, and we can see we've broken out here on the S&P. We've also broken out on the Nasdaq. I don't think we have on the Dow. We have on the Russell here as well. So we've got breakouts in the markets. So that just tells us that, fun enough, the trend remains intact, and we carry on marching higher. I think on the Nasdaq, I know I've talked about this a long time ago, but if we go out to like a quarterly chart, we can see what we're working towards, and that's those all-time highs back in 2000. So that's what it's working towards. We will be working our way there. But isn't it interesting? You look at a chart, and this is a quarterly chart, and we had this big volatility back in 08, 09. But let's put this into perspective for the Nasdaq at least, just how dramatic that volatility must have been back then. Look at the size of these quarterly candles, and yet even in 08, 09, when we had the huge volatility at that time, it pales into significance relative to what happened in the early 2000s there. But I think that was more so on the Nasdaq. If we actually look at the likes of the S&P, we can see actually on the S&P the volatility was heavier in 08, 09 than in the early 2000s, but that's why it was all about that tech crash back then. But anyway, so for now, yeah, trend remains up. I haven't got too much more to add than that. This Friday we've got the London Forex show. I'm sure some of you will be coming down to that. I'm doing this trade-off again down there, so it will be rules. So I think the rules are the maximum we can trade at is something like £25 a point. And a few other normal technical rules, but and we've got an hour and a half in which to compete, which isn't a long time, especially because you never know what the markets may be doing at that time of the day. I think it's around about lunchtime. I think it starts at 1:15 or something like that, 1:15, 1:30 for an hour and a half. So we'll just see what the markets are going to be producing. But in the main, what I'll be looking to do on that is what I would do any other time, really, is just try and identify any of the normal sort of patterns that I would be looking for. And with those sort of events, sometimes the best thing to do is still to sit on your hands if needs be, and don't try and push it just because you've got an audience in front of you, too much at least anyway. But of course I will be searching for trades, and so will Ali as well. So that should be good this Friday. So there'll be no live trading this Friday. I don't think there's much else to add really at the moment. I haven't got anything else in my mind to cover, so I'm going to keep this really nice and sweet and short. Stock markets are breaking out. No reason why they can't go quite a bit higher. I shall leave that with you. Have a fabulous week. Catch you next week.